Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We're going to be having some spooky fun today, so stick around. Here we go. Welcome to my haunted mansion. Just kidding. I live in a little crappy 1950s house that I tried really hard to make look like this awesome Victorian mansion on the inside, but it's not. Anyways, we are doing an awesome craft today. I hope you enjoy it. It is I don't know. It's something that my weird brain come up with, and I tried my hardest to make it work. I don't know. You let me know. Leave it in the comments section. Was this craptastic or fantastic? Which one was it? You let me know. We have this porcelain and wood doll. And then we have this tiny little cheapy anatomy model. Tried when shopping to get them around the same size, but of course, close is all I could get. And the model is made of plastic. I had to buy this diamond blade for my Dremel tool in order to cut through this stuff. And first thing I did was pop off the head. Excuse the nails. I'm always telling you to excuse the nails because this girl gets into some stuff. I'm always doing something to get my fingernails dirty or stained of some sort. And then I can't get it out and then I look like I'm all, I'm all just nasty. I'm just nasty. But I'm not. I'm really not nasty. Anyways, I am going to basically cut this with a Dremel tool in half. And we're kind of like making a mask is what we're doing. And as you can see, the inside, there's a lot going on in there. And I need it to be hollowed out in order to fit closer to her face. So I am going to take that Dremel tool and I'm going to kind of scale out the inside. Kind of dig it out, but much easier with this thing. I have never used a diamond blade before on my Dremel tool, and I'm telling you, it was like cutting through butter. It was $30 for this blade, but darn it, was it worth it. So I'm just cleaning this whole inside out, but you have to be very careful because one wrong move and you just crapped your project. It's done for. So don't do that. Be very careful. Don't take off so much that you're, cutting through to the other side. So I am basically just seeing if what I have removed from the inside is making it fit properly. And it looks like I did a pretty good job. Now, I didn't like the fact that the eyes were covered over, that you couldn't see through, because it's going to be kind of like a mask. So I took a metal punch tool and just kind of went back and forth in those eye holes now. Poked them out because I just think it looks so much better. And you can actually see her eyes through it once it's on, which I thought was a really cool feature. Now that I have it hollowed out on the inside, I got the eyes opened up. I am just not feeling the whole sharp corners here on the edge. So I took the Dremel tool and kind of rounded it out. I don't know. It's more aesthetically pleasing to me. It doesn't cover her hair anymore. When it had those corners on it, it just kind of covered the hair. And I just think it cleaned it up a little bit. So I'm happy with it. Now I am throwing the face into boiling water. And the reason being is I want the plastic to be pliable. So as you can see, when I press down on it after I've got it out, look how it smooshed it down, which is exactly what I want because it fits right up against her face, just like a mask. Now, I don't know what this string is called. It's kind of like uh, elastic, and I actually got it off of something that I had purchased, and it had the tag attached with it. And it went in my junk drawer like everything else goes in my junk drawer. So I thought, oh, that'll be perfect. I'll use that string for this mask because it's nice and stretchy. And it worked perfectly, actually. I'm just going to feed that through the pre-existing holes and use some of my hot glue gun, and hold it down. And here we have a mask now. And just make sure, you want it to be fitting really, tightly because you don't want it to fall off of her. So there it goes. Isn't she pretty now? Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying the video. Some of you have asked me if I have a tip jar. Well, no I don't, but I do have a thanks button that you can hit underneath the video. It'll take you to this screen. Donate as little as $2 or as much as you want, but all of the money does go back into creating content for YouTube. Also, if you go in the description of the video, which is right underneath the title of the video, you hit that More button and you'll see a highlighted blue link. It's a Linktree link. All of my social accounts, my Etsy shops, also a link to PayPal, which is a heart with a face. You can donate there too, and that goes back to YouTube. Also, if you do share my videos to other people that may be interested, that is fabulous. That helps out so much. Because of the fact that this doll is a vintage Shackman doll, and this is an anatomy model, which I found the cheapest I could was $10, I didn't have any way of actually, like, testing it out to see what would work, what wouldn't work. So trial and error happened on camera. Yeah. So, I should have removed the arms first before I started cutting into the ribs. But, it didn't work out that way. So, realizing now that I needed to remove the arms so I could get the rest of the rib cage off, I had to get a really tiny Phillips screwdriver to get that arm off and the other arm. Well, now it's free and clear. I can just get to whacking. But, things don't always go as planned. So, I apologize. Anyways, yeah, you never generally want to record a video and have trial and error happen while you're recording the video. But, that's the way I roll. Anyways, got the rib cage off. And again, we have the issue where it's kind of just laying flat. It's not rounded like the body of the doll is. And not liking that, not digging it. So into the boiling pot we go. So we're going to boil them ribs, get them nice and pliable, and stick them up against the doll, press down and hold. So as the plastic cools, it'll take on the shape of the doll, which is what we want because we want it to stay right up against her. And then basically all I do is just take, again, my hot glue gun, put a little bit of that on that center part of the ribs, and put it in position, kind of like where they're supposed to be, and press and hold. Well, now we are moving on to the hands. I don't even know. Well, they're supposed to be hands, but they sure don't look like hands. But we're whacking them things that are supposed to be hands off. Because we're doing kind of a skeleton costume. And those definitely need to go. I don't know. Um, yeah, she's handicapped now. But we are going to give her hands back that are way better than the hands she had before. Because actually, you know, the mother hands kind of remind me of those mittens that you wore when you were a kid, where you just had the thumb and then all four of your fingers were jammed into one spot, and you're like a crab, and you just can't do nothing. Same concept, but see, we're freeing her. We're giving her 5 fingers. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, guys. I'm trying here. Anyways, we have the 2 hands. We are taking a little bit of hot glue on the end there and sticking that plastic hand on there. Make sure make sure you don't glue them on the wrong arm or backwards. You know, that wouldn't be cool. So, yeah, let it dry just a smidge and make sure you kind of hold it in position till it dries completely. After this, we're moving on to the feet because we're going to do the same thing with the feet. I have to take that little tiny Phillips screwdriver and remove the legs, and then get the Dremel tool out again. We're cutting off the feet. And again, I cannot say enough about this diamond blade. It has made it so much easier. And I mean, I didn't realize how nice it could be until now. So I will never use another blade besides that one, especially when dealing with this kind of stuff. If you have a harder material to deal with, I mean, you can even cut through, you know, your doll, like porcelain doll stuff with that. So it's just awesome. I recommend it. I'm basically just, they were just attached, very thin plastic, so easy to rip off, and just took a pair of scissors to cut that little piece off to kind of flatten it out. And I'm just going to be taking the, you know, the hot glue gun again, putting a dab on the end of each ankle and putting the feet on. And again, do not, do not make the mistake of putting the wrong foot on the wrong leg. But once you get that glue on there, just kind of hold them in place until it kind of starts to dry, and then put them in position. Now, as you can see, I mean, it's not the best, but it worked pretty darn good, I think. And actually, in all reality, she can stand, which, you know, I thought, wow, I got lucky on that one. But I am taking the rest of the leg that's left, and that little ball socket that was on each leg, you know, that went into the actual pelvis area, I just had to cut those off because the only thing I could think of to do was to actually take these and glue them on to the tops of the legs. Now, the knees bend on the plastic model, and the knees bend on the wooden doll. So I tried to match those up so that they would bend together, because I want this doll to be in a sitting position, is how I was planning on displaying it, in a sitting position. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's a little tedious here to kind of get it to match and line up. But once you line it up and get the knees to where they bend together, just attach that bottom portion with a dab of hot glue, and wait to do the top portion until you get the bottom attached. Once you do that, you put the knees in a bended position and then glue the top portion on. This part is slightly aggravating, but you'll get through it. Just stick with it. It works eventually. Same concept on the top we're doing with the arms. Gluing it at the wrist first. And once it's dried at the wrist, you're basically just trying to match up things. You're wanting that ball joint at the top to go to the top of the shoulder. And just a dab of glue and attach it. And that's all there is to it. Now, if you like that bright white, that's cool, because I did like it, but I wanted to try the aged look. So I took some dark brown paint, just basically acrylic paint is all it is. And I kind of dabbed it on there thinking that, you know, it would kind of go into the crevices and stuff, and it would be accentuating the features of the skeleton. And I kind of like it. I'm not 100% on board with it, but I don't know if I'm 100% on board with the stark white either. I'm somewhere in the middle, so I don't even know what to tell you. You do what you want to do and what you like. But once you put all that paint on there, you're basically just wiping it right back off again. And what you'll have is just a little bit of residual left in the areas in between the ribs, and, you know, the divots in the eyes and the nose and the teeth. And, you know, it gives a little bit more depth and character. So it doesn't just look like a, you know, flat, bland slab, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I said it right or not, but anyways, this is the finished product. I really do hope you like it. You know, I struggle with this stuff. I really do, because I'm always fiddling and stuff. And for me to be on like, this is the way this goes, and this is how has to be done, and this is how this does, I'm always experimenting. So in order for me to do a project like this and, you know, actually record the process, that puts a lot of restrictions on me. Because I'm always fixing, fiddling, rearranging, you know, whatever you want to call it. But here she is with her mask on. And then I will also show you with her mask off, which I think is actually another way that you could display her. I thought was really cool, because she could have the mask kind of sitting at her side, or, you know, in her hand or something like that, and be in a position like this where, you know, she's just hanging out. She may be eating some hors d'oeuvres at the Halloween party, and she can't eat with the mask on, so she's kind of sitting on the side there. She's just chilling. I don't know. I do really hope you enjoyed it, though. But you can make your vote in the comments section. Fantastic or craptastic. Until next time, guys. See you later.
Nope.